On the factory floor, two men lean in for a routine adjustment, unaware of the peril above. Suddenly, a multi-ton press assembly detaches and plummets, a catastrophic failure with no time to react. A devastating reminder. Never work under a suspended load without confirming safety locks are fully engaged. Your life depends on it. In a busy port, a ground worker stands near a massive forklift, unaware of the danger. He's completely in the operator's blind spot as his colleague climbs into the cab. A single turn of the key could lead to a devastating outcome. Always maintain a safe distance from heavy machinery and ensure the operator can see you. Your awareness is your best protection. On a high-rise construction site, a worker stands on a massive concrete slab. Without warning, a support fails. The slab pivots like a violent seesaw, catapulting him and a coworker over the edge and into the void. A terrifying reminder that you must always verify the stability of any platform. Never assume something is secure. In a sorting facility, a worker steps onto the moving belt to clear a jam. A fateful mistake. He slips, and the machine drags him headfirst into the pinch point, pinning his body. The conveyor's immense force holds him fast as packages pile up against him. A critical reminder. Never stand on active machinery. Always follow lockout-tagout procedures. In a narrow alley, a man shovels inside a deep trench. As the excavator pulls back, the unstable dirt wall cracks and then completely disintegrates, burying him in an instant under its immense weight. A terrifying reminder that an unprotected trench is a trap. Always demand proper shoring before entering. The ground offers no second chances. On a construction site, one man pushes a scaffold while another rides precariously on top. The wheels snag the concrete edge. The tower wobbles for a terrifying second, then catastrophically collapses, sending the rider plummeting with the shattering metal frame. A stark reminder. Never, ever move a scaffold while someone is on it. In this factory, one small adjustment becomes a nightmare. Leaning too close, the worker's clothing is snagged by the powerful rollers. In a horrifying instant, he's violently pulled into the machine's unforgiving mechanism. A frantic coworker struggles to find the stop button. This is why you never reach over running equipment. Always de-energize and use proper guards. A factory floor. A worker leans in to inspect a powerful industrial roller. In a horrifying instant, his arm is caught. The machine violently pulls his entire body onto the spinning cylinder, entangling him with the shredding fabric in a terrifying rotation. One moment of proximity can lead to a catastrophic outcome. Always de-energize machinery before any hands-on interaction. At this textile plant, a worker leans over the active machine. A fatal misjudgment. In a flash, he's caught. The massive roll pulls him in, spinning him violently in its unyielding grip. A terrifying spectacle, and a stark reminder of industrial peril. Never approach running machinery. Always ensure it's completely powered down and locked out before any interaction. In a deep excavation pit, workers are oblivious to the danger above. Without warning, the massive earthen wall gives way. A tidal wave of soil and debris engulfs the area, forcing a desperate scramble for safety as the world collapses around them. Never trust an unsupported trench. Proper shoring is non-negotiable. At this industrial dump site, a worker stands just feet from the bay. As the massive container is still lowering, the driver inexplicably pulls forward. The entire rig lurches, the raised metal arm nearly striking the bay's overhang. A heart-stopping error. Always confirm equipment is secure and stowed before moving an inch. In an industrial yard, a worker descends into a pit, vanishing from sight. Above, a colleague unknowingly guides a massive bundle of sacks into that exact spot. The crane lifts, revealing the horrifying truth. The first worker, limp, rises with the load. He was underneath the entire time. Never enter a drop zone. Always maintain visual confirmation of your team. A routine ride through a tunnel becomes a terrifying ordeal. Suddenly, the transport system catastrophically fails, accelerating to an uncontrollable speed. Workers are thrown from their seats and dragged helplessly, tumbling across the rough ground and sharp steel tracks. Meticulous equipment inspections can prevent such catastrophic events. At an industrial mixer, a worker cleans, head down. Unseen, a colleague activates the machine. The massive steel arm descends without warning, trapping their head in a devastating crush. A horrific, preventable mistake. Always use lockout-tagout procedures to de-energize equipment and visually confirm the area is clear before operation. Your awareness is the last line of defense. On the deck, a worker confronts a mooring line under immense strain. In a flash, that stored energy is unleashed. The line snaps back with devastating force, hurling him across the boat. This is the terrifying reality of a snapback zone. A stark warning to always identify and avoid the line of fire when working with ropes and cables under tension. On this factory floor, a worker inches too close to the relentless spin of a massive industrial spool. A single snag, and in a terrifying flash, they are violently pulled from their feet, consumed by the machine's unceasing rotation. Respect the danger zone. Always de-energize equipment before making any contact. In a dirt lot, a man uses brute force to unload a massive coil. He gives it one final, desperate shove. As the metal tips, he loses his footing and falls with it. The multi-ton beast crashes down, instantly pinning him beneath its crushing weight. A horrific lesson. Heavy loads demand mechanical assistance, not just risky gambles. Always use the proper equipment. In a warehouse aisle, a worker turns, his instincts screaming. A massive spinning metal coil detaches from its machine, crashing down behind him with explosive force. It shatters into a cloud of razor-sharp debris, missing him by inches. Never turn your back on active machinery. Your awareness is your last line of defense. A worker steps past the factory's safety fence. Without warning, the huge gantry robot roars to life, swinging a massive panel at high speed just over his head. A chillingly close call. This is why you never enter an active automation cell. Always lock out and tag out the equipment before any entry. On a factory floor, a worker feeding a press is suddenly dragged inside. The massive machine slams down, trapping them in an inescapable grip as harrowing screams fill the air. One misstep is all it takes. Always respect machine guards and stay clear of moving parts. Your awareness is your first line of defense. At a scrapyard, an operator leaves his cab to check a machine. Suddenly, his own excavator erupts. The blast launches the multi-ton claw forward, striking him and forcing him inside the compactor. The machine then activates its crushing cycle. A devastating reminder: never enter a danger zone without full lockout-tagout. In the calm blue of a swimming pool, danger lurks unnoticed. A girl's casual treading turns into a frantic, desperate struggle for air. Her strength fades. She slips beneath the surface, a silent, horrifying descent to the bottom, motionless as others swim just feet away. A water emergency is often quiet. Never take your eyes off the water. Active supervision prevents tragedy.